take it first. How did When April Comes Next Year come about and the importance of it?
Yeah, okay, that's me. So April, I lost my wife to suicide April 20th, 2010. And
not that he remembers dates.
Yeah.
Like a lock in his brain
Yeah.
or anything.
For anybody that's experienced a loss like that, they probably remember the date. Every subsequent April has been tough. Especially early on, it was, I was a mess. And Lynn saved me though, so thank goodness for her.
You did a lot of the work yourself.
Yeah, anyone who's going through grief understands this, that anniversary dates tend to be really difficult. I will say they do get it gets easier to cope with them over time.
Get less traumatic.
They become less traumatic. And again, I actually don't think that the dates are less traumatic. I think that we become more capable of coping with it. And, I remember it was early April and I was in the shower and, already it was, starting to hit me. And, I was thinking to myself, God, when April comes next year, I hope it's better. And it was, and again, every subsequent April has been a little easier to get through. But that's where the idea for the song came up. And when I got out of the shower, I jotted down some notes, and Lynn and I talked about it.
Yeah.
And we said, well, we don't want to sing this from my perspective because I'm not the lead singer, and but we could sing it from Lynn's perspective.
Right. So when we started trying to form the song itself, I couldn't say the words that Doug feels. I could say the words that I felt, and I had remembered a journal entry that I had written a couple of years before that, that said, "Oh, it's April again." And I had been wondering why I was crying, why Doug was angry, why we were starting to get, it was just starting to get rough. And I was writing in my journal and then put it together that, oh yeah, this is April. And I was describing everything that I was feeling and what had happened. So I had pulled my old journal entry out and combined it with what Doug was talking about with the date and the triggering and all of that. And then wrote it how I viewed us and him, and coping and healing, and what it was like standing by Doug through all of this, and helping him through his grief and healing.
And Lynn, since you mainly bring most of the lyrics to the table, correct?
Yeah, I tend to write all the lyrics. Doug will get a few words in.
Occasionally I'll get a phrase. Occasionally I'll say, "Hey, what about this?" And she's, "Oh, that's a good idea."
That's a good one.
But that's rare.
So I tend to write all the lyrics, and then Doug does all the chord progressions and all the instrumentation of the songs, and then we work together to get the feel right
in the melody, and I'll come up with a sort of a straw man melody, and then we kind of iterate, and that morphs as the song progresses.
Yeah.
So Doug, when Lynn brings lyrics and then you go to make like the track and you guys are both working together on building how the song is gonna be, do you find that you get inspired through playing the instruments, where Lynn gets inspired through her journal entries and writing it all, and do you kind of find that you have a really good flow within the instrumentation?
Yeah, for me, I mean, I grew up with, I grew up with music. I was 4 years. My fourth birthday was my first.
Excuse me. Start that one over.
You can edit that out.
Put that in there.
My birthday present for my fourth birthday was accordion lessons. For my fifth birthday was piano lessons, and for my seventh birthday was guitar lessons. And I grew up in a music studio with my dad, and I started teaching lessons when I was 13 years old, and
so he's comfortable with.
So I'm really
most
comfortable with music. In fact, I have a difficult time when I listen to a song. I am listening to the music and the instrumentation and the chord progressions and all that sort of thing, and oftentimes I don't even hear the lyrics.
I'll tell him, I'm like,
I hear the
that
melody.
was a really sad song. I can't believe that they're saying that in the song. He's like, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
What did they say? But it's a beautiful song, but I'm listening to the music. And in fact, unless I have the lyrics on a piece of paper or something in front of me as the song's playing, the words don't necessarily register with me. So I'm getting better at that, by the way.
And I'm starting to listen to the music, because I never listen to the music. I always listen to the words. I by memory can sing thousands of songs.
Oh, unbelievable. Her memory for lyrics. We're in the car, the radio's on. I'm telling you, 98% of the songs we listen to on the radio, she knows all the lyrics to. Not just some of the lyrics, all the lyrics to. It's absolutely amazing.
Older songs.
Right. Maybe not so much the new ones, but
modern,
yeah. But yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. And Doug, with this song in particular, and also because you both are sharing what this song means, because you both went through, has the song been able to heal that part? Has the song been able to heal to make when April does come next year? How has the healing process been with music, particularly with this song as well?
Well, it is the end of February right now.
Yeah.
We're getting close.
It is, yeah.
Time will tell.
The song, the short answer is the song absolutely helps. I hear the song and it does help. People that have been through loss, particularly suicide loss, will tell you, as much as you'd like to think that it totally goes away someday, it's never going to go away, right? That kind of trauma is never going to go away. But every year, you're better and better able to cope with it. And that's really what you hope for, is you hope to be at a point where, you can cope with it without melting into a puddle,
There's been a lot of progress since, it's 10 years or so.
Yeah, it'll be 11.
It used to, she died on a Tuesday. It used to knock him to his socks every Tuesday. Then it would knock him to his socks every 20th of every month. Then it just turned into the month of April. And then it was just the week before. And so it went from an enormous, continuous wave of grief to slow ebbs here and there.
Yeah.
And not hitting as often.
And it's really not unusual. It's kind of normal. For the first year after, you think of your loss, 5 or 6 times a minute, and then it becomes 5 or 6 times every 10 minutes, and then every hour, and then it's gotten to a point where a couple times a month I'm I feel it and get these waves of memories and that sort of thing, but it's not so it happens less frequently, and when it does happen, it is less debilitating.
And what's a word of encouragement that you can give to somebody who has either just experienced, has been through it, or doesn't know that it could affect them one day?
You become better able to cope with this over time. You do. There's no way to avoid the emotions that you're going to feel, and you shouldn't. When you feel sad, give yourself permission to feel sad. If you feel angry, give yourself permission to feel angry. Give yourself permission to feel however you feel, because that's how you process, and that's how you get to a point where it's not debilitating for you. And it will get to that point. I think that happens with everybody, but you have to, you can't avoid the feelings. You have to, attack them head on and, let them happen, and it will get better.
And even as the support person for someone who's going through it, you have to be able to feel your feelings. You will want to run away from the experience, from the whole atmosphere of pain that is brought up. And I feel like running away often in April, but I don't. And you're welcome. And it's okay to think about running away. It's okay to think about not wanting to be there. And if you don't feel like you have the energy to do it or the strength to do it, then you find help for yourself and find someone else who can be there. That there's no exact right answer for any emotion or feeling or action. You've got to figure out what's right for you.